It's the morning time.
Good morning.
And today we're going to be talking about a cool thing on the Double Crown Talk Time show, brought to you by myself. My name's Matt.
And I'm Richard.
Welcome to Double Crown. We talk about video games and video
Welcome
game
to
news.
youtube.com/doublecrown. You got to say the name.
youtube.com/doublecrown
games.
games. I was like, that didn't sound right for some reason.
You know, it's been a week. I haven't been on this show in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I did an unboxing last time, but
Yeah,
that wasn't a real video. I mean, it was a good video. Apparently, you people kind of liked it. So.
Yeah, we both got that controller. Let's talk about that for a second. Have you used yours yet?
Nope.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've used mine.
Yeah. You
It's
like
pretty
it?
good.
Mm-hmm.
The sticks are very grippy.
They are.
I enjoy it.
I like the new sticks. That's
Yeah.
why I was waiting for that, because you can't distinguish the Gen 1 from the Gen 2, and I don't even think you can just really like visually distinguish Gen 3 from 4 or 2 to 3 without turning it on. Which is why I was waiting for new packaging or something, because I wanted the less gummy, more grippy.
What gen is this?
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's no like model difference. It's just production.
The light bar, the see-through light bar on the top.
Cool.
Handy.
Yeah.
Very handy.
Handy.
Yeah.
Like it's like actually useful.
In some instances, it is.
Okay.
Like whenever you're playing a game that utilizes the changing light bar color,
Gotcha.
then it's pretty cool.
All right.
But the biggest thing is,
We almost got
triggers.
100 views on my unboxing.
Hey, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. So
I hope they stick around for the
we'll
other
compare
videos.
that to your video game awards picks video,
Which was 0.
8.
Oh dang, that's 8 more than I thought it would be.
Yeah. You doubled actually. So far you started with your Titanfall 2 video. No one likes Titanfall 2. You got 4. Then you went to 8.
Just wait.
Next time you'll be at 16
Oh, okay.
or 12. It depends if you're adding 4 doubling. We'll find out the next time you're by yourself.
Give us 1 view a day and double it every day. By the end of 30 days, we'll have over 1 million views.
Oh. Anyways, yeah. So we got some stuff to talk about.
Game Awards happened when this goes up 2 days ago.
I'll put it up tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put it up as soon as I can.
24 hours after this goes up.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Before?
A little over it.
Yeah, we'll see.
So yeah, let's. I watched it real time.
Mm-hmm. I watched it that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
It was fine. I didn't. I mean, as far as the Game Awards themselves, like the event, it was kind of lackluster. I thought it was going to be cooler than it was. I mean, watching it back, like we watched it together last year, so we like made our own fun. Like I remember, like I was like reading the jokes on Twitter in real time, so like that's part of the event for me. It's like laughing at Jason Schreier and like Patrick Klepek and people like making jokes. So that's good. I had we had the level up with Bud Light joke that went for like 10 months straight. So I mean, we made our own fun out of last year's event, whereas like this year, I mean, we watched it by ourselves.
Which I did look at Jim Sterling's Twitter throughout,
and it was
because
really funny.
He kept making jokes.
And his was really good. But yeah, I mean, there were a couple. There were like 2 things. The only 2 things that anyone's really talking about from that event are cool.
What were those 2 things?
Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And Mass Effect 5.
Yeah.
4. Andromeda.
Talk about
it's 5 minutes long.
Talk about a game show just like putting the biggest thing at the very beginning.
Yeah, we got it out of the way.
You got it out of the way. Someone said on Twitter, Kojima just wanted to get away from Jeff.
Maybe.
As quick as he could.
Maybe he had to get back to Japan or something. I don't know.
That was a very awkward, very first 5 minutes.
So what was interesting is, I know you were interested. I couldn't find like regular like gameplay. So I had to watch like the kind of funny one. And they were like kind of making fun of Jeff Keighley a little bit, because he was like Colin kept saying like Jeff's making it sound like he was in a fucking POW camp. like he barely made it out of there. Like it's amazing we have him here today kind of thing. Like he was on the verge of death. They were starving him. But then there was, are you hearing that sound?
Oh.
Okay.
Are we getting robbed?
I don't know
Are you
what's happening.
swatting us?
Oh, maybe it's that bag in the
Probably.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. I'm here. I was hearing weird sound, like a rustling.
Whispers?
No, I heard it again.
Is it me doing this?
Yes. It's reflecting off of the light and coming at me this way.
Gotcha.
Yep. Stop that. Back on track. There was a Glixel.com did an interview with Jeff Healey where he talked about it a little more. And apparently did you see this? The last 6 months of Metal Gear Solid 5, Kojima was like separated from the development team in a room by himself.
Yeah.
On
Whenever I read that, I pictured like Kojima just like in a room with like
a desk
can with a string.
Yeah.
And he had to just like yell through the can string to someone else.
I
and
literally
that person would interpret it.
I imagine it's just like a white room with no windows with like a plain white desk and like a chair and like a lamp with a laptop, and that's all he had.
Yeah, and then like a loaded pistol just on the side. Like, hey man, you want to break contract? It's right there.
Yeah. Jesus.
It's that whole situation seems like really fucking dark.
Yeah.
And sucks.
That's probably normal in Japan.
But at the same time, it's like, well, he's out now.
Stop it.
And he seems to be fine. And he's making weirder stuff than ever. So
Yeah.
No harm, no foul.
I guess.
Fuck Konami, but
Yeah. But yeah, so that was that was kind of funny. That whole thing, because I had seen, since I watched it later, I had seen the interview first, so I was like, oh, they might eat their words a little bit later, but they couldn't have known. He did make it seem a little melodramatic.
Yeah,
and he was like
I needed to be on the same stage where he got fucked over last year, the same exact stage, time of day, and everything.
Like he was like really weird about it.
Yeah, like over the top weird.
Yeah,
to where it was like,
and in a sense. Just to critique you a little bit, Jeff, I know you're going to watch this. If he didn't want the award, don't give him the award. If he's like, I don't want that blood on my hands. Again, I mean, maybe there's a translation thing there, but it sounds like he didn't want the award for that game. Period.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that he didn't want the award while working for Konami for that game. But it sounded to me like he didn't want that award, period. For that, because of the ties of what it means. Then if that's the case, then don't fucking.
And also, he probably doesn't consider it to be his game anymore.
Maybe we'll see. I guess we won't see, but maybe we'll see.
I feel like he's been hinting at it with his Death Stranding trailers, because you showed me that thing that was
the baby thing.
Yeah, the plastic baby.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter.
It looks like a fake snake, medic snake.
It's fake snake is a fake baby.
Yeah.
Boom.
And the real baby is being cradled by
Guillermo del Toro.
GDT.
I'm gonna call him that.
I'm it's very quickly getting a like star-studded cast for that game. So
he gets whatever he wants.
Yeah. Sony was like, do it. Just fucking do it. Yeah. This is cool as beans.
I do. So the other thing, I know you were interested in hearing kind of what the kind of funny guys had to say. Again, Colin was the only other thing really that was really said throughout the whole thing, other than it was kind of boring, was that he personally was like kind of worried that they're showing too much of this of Death Stranding, and I kind of agree. I guess for different reasons, because I see it in two different ways. So one, like. They're like mocapping, like we knew Mads Mikkelsen was going to be in something because someone took a picture of Mads Mikkelsen
hanging out with Kojima on his birthday.
No,
because that photo surfaced.
Okay, no, it wasn't that. It was someone took a picture of someone in a VO booth that looked like Mads Mikkelsen, and I think Kojima was there or something. And then someone later in that same city saw him on the street and got a selfie with him, and someone was like, yo, this is this, like, whoever is in that VO booth is wearing the same jacket as Mads Mikkelsen. Like, is it the same guy? He's probably in a Kojima game.
We did it, Reddit.
Yeah. So, like, we knew he was going to be doing something more than likely. But it seems like he was just doing the trailer. And I'm like, why are you mocapping for the trailer? You know what I mean? Like, but you should be working on other things.
Was it mocap or VO that he was doing? Because he didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah, maybe it must have been mocap then. Couldn't have been VO. Because he didn't say anything.
Yeah. unless
I don't know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like how much the VO could be another trailer. Like I doubt that they're recording VO at this point. You know what I mean? Like the last thing we heard
not.
is that they were still trying to find an engine, which I think they have. If you looked,
he's just rebuilding the Fox engine from the ground up.
It's called Decima. It was on all of the like stills and stuff. It said Decima. I looked it up. It's literally nowhere. Found one tweet of a guy who said word is that Decima is a like Kojima team modified version of the Last of Us Second Son engine. So we'll see what that means.
That's interesting.
But open world makes sense.
Yeah.
Again, modified though, so who knows? But it's clearly, I mean, it didn't say Sony or anything on it, so I'm not sure if that's even true. Again, that's someone on Twitter that's like, this is what I heard that means. But the only thing I could find was on the Death Stranding subreddit of people asking what it meant. So I don't know. Otherwise, it looks really like cool. You know what I mean?
I actually don't think the trailers are showing anything but the vaguest things off about the game. I feel like,
which is that's kind of my other point. Is that it's not like, I don't want them to try and show like gameplay. Again, it's Kojima, so like we saw like the whale trailer for the Phantom Pain.
I don't think it has anything to do with the game. I feel like a lot of the metaphors in those trailers are possibly him trying to say what happened with Konami through like thick metaphor. Because like the thing that got me started thinking about that was the fake baby thing and how it was kind of discarded sort of thing. And GDT was holding the real baby and like kind of protecting it from the evil like octopus tank people.
Sure.
So I feel like that could be a thing and not necessarily have anything to do with the plot of a future game that we probably won't see for another 3 or 4 years.
Maybe, but that seems like a lot of wasted time. Like
unless it has something to
like
do with
I don't
picture.
know if like, no offense to your theory, but I don't think Sony's, and like they're publishing the game. They're not going to give him money to be like, hey, make a fucking like, make a trailer. Here's some trailer money. Make a trailer about nothing to do with what we're actually making. Go make a metaphor to like, you know what I mean? Like they're not.
Unless they're not going to pay for that. To build up the hype.
That's still not going to build up
Slowly
the hype.
tell people that you getting
but that's
bigger and bigger stars in the game.
Yeah, but I don't even think that, you know what I mean? Like that's not, I don't know. I think the first one was like, if anything, conceptual. The second one we've seen here today seems like it's like game world plus like conceptual stuff.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like clearly Mads Mikkelsen's character is a character.
Probably bad guy.
Probably the bad guy. Norman Reedus' character is a character. Guillermo del Toro,
probably not
GDT,
a character.
Probably not a character. Exactly. So like he was not listed. I mean, again, that guy could be just someone in the game. Maybe he's like, I'm gonna put you in the game, bro. You my fam.
Kind of like how oh fuck, the guy who did Pulp Fiction.
I don't know.
How he puts himself in every movie.
Yeah. Probably. Maybe
Same
something
thing.
like that. But yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's I kind of expect that from Kojima. Again, like with the Phantom Pain thing, we didn't know it was the Phantom Pain, so I feel like it's not going to be like a surprise kind of moment, but it's going to be it's going to be a Kojima thing where it's going to be like, if you take the first or the last 10 seconds of every trailer and then splice it together, that's the actual trailer, some shit like that.
We're gonna have 16 trailers.
That's what I mean. Like he's probably like, I imagine, I don't think they should necessarily, even if it is like a trick. I think it's kind of stupid for them to like keep showing up everywhere, and like they should just like actually, like, we get it. Like people know that you were sad. Like you can make the game now.
Do you think anything's gonna be shown at PSX?
Maybe.
Do you think it'll be anything different?
Maybe an extended version or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It's possible
because it was pretty short.
So yeah, I mean we'll see. I'm not totally sure. Maybe he'll just be at PSX.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway,
maybe that's why they went first, because they had to fly him out to San Francisco right away.
That could be it. Look at us thinking about things. On to like awards, I guess. They did 5 before the show even started. I don't know what they were.
I don't know.
Ones I cared about: Best Narrative, Uncharted 4 won. Music
Good.
and Sound, Doom won.
Eh.
Best Performance, Nolan North.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Well deserved.
Best Action Game, also Doom. Trending Gamer, Boogie.
Boogster.
I'm happy Boogie got it,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that Danny O'Dwyer is doing something a little more cooler.
Yeah, but Danny O'Dwyer's only done one thing so far. So it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah.
Danny O'Dwyer posted a thing about it, and he was like, "Hey, I'm not even
would-
trending." Like
I
he's
don't
like,
think he would have been upset.
yeah, he wasn't upset. He was like, he was like celebrating. He was like wasted. He was like, "I'm gonna hurt in the morning." It was like him, 2 other people, and Boogie. So, yeah,
That Dragon Cancer acceptance speech made me cry a little bit.
did it?
Yeah, a little teared up. That was
Yeah.
super emotional.
I don't like that game.
I didn't
but
think anything of
yeah.
it, but the guy, he was emotional.
I've seen him before. Yeah.
Overwatch won 2 million awards, and Titanfall 2 got snubbed.
I don't think Titanfall 2 got snubbed because that game blows.
See, you're wrong. I feel like it should have gotten best multiplayer.
The multiplayer was the weakest part for me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm bad at first-person shooters. It's not fun.
Yeah.
Dota 2 gets best multiplayer.
It wasn't an option.
I know, but I'm just saying.
It should have gotten best esport.
It wasn't an option.
It was.
No, oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh well, people. It's fan voted though.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
No. Like
So ultimately,
League of
it was
Legends.
between League of Legends and Overwatch for that.
Yeah.
If it was fan voted,
yeah. Oh,
you're all animals, all of you.
yeah. Best esport game is fan choice. So I cast my vote for Dota. I even voted for the Chinese Dota team and best esports team because it was Dota, and they're actually like the like only non-offensive Chinese team.
Who's that?
Wings. They won TI last year.
Yeah.
They're like a bunch of no names. They're like not an all-star team. They
just
didn't
love Dota.
break up and like sign a bunch of streaming contracts after they won TI. They just kind of kept playing. So
Good on them.
yeah, they're actually like good people. So yeah, I mean, as far as all your stuff, all the stuff I mentioned, I don't know. Game of the year, Overwatch seems stupid. It's whatever. I mean, Game of the year is kind of honestly, it's the one everyone cares about, but it's like the fluff title, really. You know what I mean? That's whatever. To be genuinely honest with you, I don't know why Titanfall 2 was in this question for Game of the Year. It seems weird that it was there. I think something else could have been there easily. Don't ask me what right now off the top of my head.
Dark Souls 3.
Yeah. So anything else, I just feel like it, like when it comes to like, I mean, granted, all the nominations were voted on.
Mm-hmm.
So like Kind of Funny where they voted, they got to be part of the judges this year. So
Sure.
each one of them submitted their nominations for each category. Those were tallied up. That made up the list, and then collectively as a company they voted for one. So it just seems weird that, I don't know. It seems weird that it would make the list. I think people were just felt bad for it, honestly. Like by this point, but I could be wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a free weekend going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or download it if you want to try it out.
Multiplayer only.
Yeah, multiplayer.
Yeah,
So if you're not good at first-person shooters, do not, because you will get wrecked.
yeah.
But I feel like hopefully it gained some steam
We'll see.
behind it from this.
I
There's
doubt
already
it
been more
will.
players.
I mean, there's like all
online.
kinds of free weekends happening lately.
All I can hope for is that it pulls a Siege and gets that longevity.
We'll see.
But it was weird that Dark Souls 3 was only in best
RPG.
Yeah.
And it didn't even win. It
Yep.
lost to a DLC.
and lost to a DLC. And someone was like, but it's the same amount of content as the base game.
It is.
That was you.
No.
I just mocked you. How do you feel about that?
I feel fine.
But I don't know. Maybe that's the real snub of the awards.
What? Dark Souls 3?
It was only nominated.
I would say so. I'd say that one definitely gets snubbed. I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling through here, kind of looking. Best multiplayer. That Overwatch winning, that's fucking weird. Honestly, I'd probably give that to Overcooked for best multiplayer.
It is
Of what's listed here, I would give that like.
because Doom's in that category, isn't it?
Nope.
Really?
Doom's multiplayer is trash. No one
It
cares
is.
about it.
It is. That's why I was.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be in there for some reason.
That's. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through. Not trying to be rude. But yeah, so winner of the year or game of the year, kind of fluff. I think Overwatch winning's weird, but it's fine. What bothers me the most, if we want to talk about Overwatch getting too many awards,
Sure.
is best game direction. Now this was commented on in the kind of funny thing too, but I like words out of my mouth when it was said. I don't remember who said it, but it was how much direction, like we'll compare Overwatch, Battlefield 1, literally all of them. It's a multiplayer online only game versus 4 games with campaigns. 4, I can't count. So like, what do they mean by game direction? Is it art direction
on there?
What?
Does it give the description of the category? Because
it says just the best game direction.
Because the GameAwards.com did have a thing, and it was not story based, which was very misleading to me. It was like developer vision.
Was it art direction?
No. It was. I'm pretty sure it was. Because Overwatch did win Best Art. No,
Best Studio / Game Direction. Recognizing a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in a game direction and design. Okay.
Which almost makes it worse to me.
Yeah.
Because
like
it's Team Fortress 2.
Yeah, so you took MOBA heroes, put them in Team Fortress 2, and gave them personalities. So, which Team Fortress 2 did have personalities as
Eventually.
well, but you know there were 5 fucking heroes or whatever. Yeah. Not to bring the game down and say that those things aren't important, but I don't know. In that sense, Uncharted 4 probably shouldn't have won. I'd say Battlefield should have won that easily, honestly.
Considering how much of a step up it was from Battlefield 4.
Well, that and just the silhouetted storytelling is not groundbreaking, but it's different. Writers. Yeah, like I mean the whole. I didn't play that game, but like watching you play some of it, it was different. Uncharted 4 is more Uncharted. Do I think it had? I mean, there was the rope mechanics are cool. Wouldn't really call that innovation. But as far as like, I don't know, like best studio. I mean, I'd say that like as far as like direction and design, like that game is the like best looking console game ever released, probably.
Battlefield 1 or Uncharted?
Uncharted.
Yes, I agree.
Physics and I mean across the board, like everything it does is great. So yeah, I don't know. That's a really weird category. But
it was confusing.
Yeah, based off of their thing, Doom, I would say like just the idea of like creativity and design, like Doom was also a good candidate for it. I mean, all these are good candidates. It's just weird. I don't know why Overwatch won. That's it. I don't know.
I agree with you on points, on all of those points.
Yeah. Again, and Titanfall 2, I didn't play through the whole. I didn't get to the timey shit, but the like Inception sort of levels, like those are really cool. I'd say that was like a really cool. Like that's probably why they were in that category. But like and if we're gonna take the multiplayer into account with those games, because since Overwatch is only a multiplayer game, maybe that's why the others got knocked down a few pegs, because it was kind of like, I mean, Titanfall 2 is Titanfall 1 plus a little more. Uncharted 4 is Uncharted 2 and 3 plus a little more. Doom is Halo. Battlefield 1 is Battlefield plus horses. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's those in the multiplayer space, those really didn't do much of anything. Like but again, that's all Overwatch has. So I don't know. I don't like how the nominations went for that. I think should be rethought maybe, but I don't know.
So now that we've talked about the awards, let's talk about the show itself. My biggest thing that bothered me a little bit is that 70 to 80% of it felt like an ad, which is fine. Like last year was fine. Like we were talking about the level up with Bud Light.
Yeah.
Like that, it was probably the same amount of ads as last year. But last year the ads were very clear that they were ads. Yeah. It wasn't like snuck into conversations like, oh, and by the way, all of these games are on sale right now, and you can pre-order these other games we just showed you. It's like, can you just stop?
I think so. The more and more, like that's a pretty collective thing that I've heard from Twitter and everything. The more and more I think about it, the less I don't really mind it so much in this, like, the sense that, like, I don't think it was malicious. I think it was just kind of presented poorly. I think the idea, especially like with the Bulletstorm thing, right? It was like the world premiere. It was like, hey, like Bulletstorm is the thing. You can go pre-order it now. Here's the release date. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, that feels like an ad for this game. But really, like, it's just the way that they, like, Jeff Keighley's talking to him one-on-one with a microphone instead of, like, we get that at an E3. You know what I mean? Like, if we get that there, it's like, hey, and, you know, or it's going to happen at PSX. They're going to show something, and it's going to be a new IP it's going to have a release date for a game we already knew about, which everyone knew about Bulletstorm. It was, like, leaking all over the place. And they're like, yeah, you can pre-order it now. Or you can go buy it now. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's the same thing, but because it's that person on a stage talking to us about it, it feels less like an advertisement than like Jeff talking to someone about a product. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it was like, it's things that we normally would see, which is, I think, why it kind of felt weird. You know what I mean? Like, you were like, last year the ads were obvious, and this year it's like, was that like, were they advertising, or was that literally just a guy at his studio being like, hey, our game's coming out in December, you can pre-order it? Yeah. So, but it's, again, because he's talking to Jeff and then Jeff saying it to us, we get that business, we see like a business transaction, I think, through the TV, basically. Yeah.
It's like, thank you for sponsoring us.
But again, I didn't notice anything like, thanks. Like, shout out to Bethesda for sponsoring the event today. You can buy all their games on PlayStation, PC, and Xbox One. Like, I don't remember.
I don't think there was anything like that.
Yeah, so
I feel like maybe that's why all of those conversations felt so weird and like disjointed. Maybe that's how they got their sponsorship money.
I don't think that's how they got their sponsorship money, honestly. I'm sure there were some deals worked out, but like for like the Game Awards sales on like PSN and Steam, like that's really cool. Clearly he was like, I think his idea was like, gamers are watching this. People are going to watch this show and be like, that game looks cool. I didn't even really like that game, won an award for that. Like, I want to check that game out. So clearly Jeff and, you know, whoever the fuck else works on that, reached out to Sony, Microsoft, and Valve, and were like, hey, like, we're doing the Game Awards. We want to make deals so that people can buy these games, because like, I'm sure they have math that shows you're going to see a surge in purchases when a game wins an award. Sure. So, I think, in all honesty, I think that his idea was, you know, kind of like, why not help people out? You know what I mean? Like, people, like, we could help promote business, and on top of that, promote the games themselves. Just for the fact that they're great games and they've won awards, not to, you know, help pay our bills here at the event. Because again, last year he got Bud Light and Go 90, like, you know what I mean? Like, clearly they can get the sponsors they want. So, yeah, I honestly think it was kind of just like misguided or mishandled announcements that looked like advertisements.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
It kept bothering me and kept bothering me. And over the course of 2 hours, like, by the time, like, the final, like, game of the year, and they said Overwatch, and I was like, I'm fucking done. This is bullshit. I'm out of here. I'm going to go play Titanfall.
Call of Duty Light. Anyways.
Boy! I'm going to slap you.
All right. So, best narrative. This is the one you cared about, Uncharted 1. That's clearly the obvious winner. Best art direction should have been Uncharted. Basically, Uncharted should have won every event. Nolan North's speech was amazing. I want to shout out to Nolan North. We talked about it a little bit before. Yeah. We got on camera.
Because I picked up a little bit that he was saying, like, my job's not that hard compared to developers. But I didn't put two and two together that it had anything to do with the voice actor strike.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that was like really powerful. Because, well, again, I was watching the Kind of Funny one, so like maybe it was because whenever he said like our performance is important, and then he said but, and then Greg went oh shit, and like sat back, and I was like oh shit. And then, like, I was like, oh, maybe he's not. And he, like, started talking about other performers and stuff or whatever. And then he got to, like, I wouldn't exist without them. And I was like, that's what he's getting to. That he literally wouldn't have a job without the developers. And he is not the reason that those games are good.
Which, don't get me wrong.
He is completely correct, but also, like, he made that character. Also, good on him, and good on Neil Druckmann for also shouting out Amy Hennig when they both won. because
that was awesome.
That was good. That was really nice.
Thanks for that. But I was going to say, just because Nolan North said that developers have a harder job than the voice actors, don't think that the voice actors have an easy job.
Yeah, no.
Because there are people out there. I saw it being talked about on Reddit where they're like, you just go in a booth and read. How hard is that? It's like, okay.
That's not what you do anymore, though.
Yeah. You got a mocap, and even if you are just doing voice acting, go pick up your favorite book and go read it out loud for 5 hours and start every sentence you mess up over. And tell me how far you get.
And it has to be good, though.
It has to be good. It has to have emotion.
Yeah, you
all
can't,
that shit.
You have, yeah.
It's super not easy.
There's a reason it's a reason that not everyone is a voice actor.
Yeah.
And now go pick up a different book and read that in a different character's voice.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
Yep. Because again, voice acting in a video game is because you work in a recording studio, so you have a closer relation to this. Doing an audio book is a lot different than voicing a character in a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get the book analogy, but I just wanted to call that out. Like, if you're gonna do this and challenge us, do a different character on the second book.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? I think developers need to be recognized more for the work they do, and it's kind of
which this year almost every single speech was thanking developers.
Yeah, which is super cool.
Because of Greg Miller's speech last year.
Trendsetter.
Yeah,
trendsetter.
I mean, he was trending gamer.
But I appreciate what the voice actors are trying to do, but treating the developers as kind of a tag along is, I think, the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, developers can't really do much in the face of their publishers. They kind of
depending on who the publisher is and who the developer is. I'm pretty sure they
negotiate contracts.
Naughty Dog could probably do whatever the fuck they want. You know, just like Kojima could probably do, for the most part, whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Once he puts out a game and it sells well and he stays with Sony, then he can actually do whatever. Then if he wants to make trailers for something that isn't the game, they can probably do that for him.
A Day in the Life of Kojima, brought to you by fucking Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah.
It's like, I always liked him.
It's an animated, I really like that James Bond movie. But I mean, that's really all I had for the awards. I don't know. I watched it more to see if there were going to be any cool announcements than the awards themselves.
Which he said all of them at the beginning of the show.
Yep.
It's like, this is coming up, stick around. And then we were like, hey, that's a giant robot that shaves your face.
The last thing happened at the end of the show, really, was the Mass Effect.
Looks good.
Yep, looks good.
Only thing that scares me, we talked a little bit.
Online.
Resource gathering.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be okay. They could fuck it up, but
yeah, if there's a fine line between like fun crafting, like, ooh, I only gotta get this much more and then I can build this suit of armor.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like, well, if you want to beat this area, you got to get this armor and you have to collect all of these fucking things, and then it turns into like, okay, I'm just in a really pretty Minecraft.
Maybe I don't think it's gonna be like that. I mean, watch it, like looking at it and thinking about it, and like kind of like just stop like pausing through the whole video this morning while I was talking to you to try and find stuff to see if because I saw credits. There is currency in the game.
Yeah,
I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure it's maybe not on the same, maybe not the same exact idea, but like similar to a what's that game called? New York Cold Shooting
Division.
The Division, something like that, maybe, where you're probably crafting really specific pieces of gear. I doubt it's random rolled stats like in the Division, but it's going to be like World of Warcraft. Like, hey, this ore helps build this, and this, and you can just pick it up as you're walking through the world, going to your next fucking mission point. You kill this mission, you probably find a fucking box full of this shit. You kill a guy, maybe you find a couple you know what I mean? Like, it's basically dropped. Instead of dropping items, they're dropping this so that you can make items with it. Because when and again, I don't know the numbers, but when he scanned the one in the game, he got 59 of whatever that ore was. Not one. Mm-hmm. So unless the numbers are like, you need 10,000 to build this, I don't think it's going to be like a scavenging game. I think it's literally like it's an RPG element. You know what I mean? Just
if they handle it similar to The Witcher 3, but maybe tone it down a little, I'll be fine.
That's what I mean. I think it's I think that honestly, like, it's probably based something off that. Like, again, like I was saying, like, they're going to make potions with it because it was a plant, but it was actually a metal plant that he was picking up. But
this plant's made of titanium.
Yeah.
That's a strong plant.
So, but yeah, it looked really cool. One thing that I do know, I think it was, I don't know if it was a leak or official. Apparently, in your squad, all of the abilities are based on per person now. So rather than like having one like cooldown for your whole squad, it's like every character has their own cooldowns, so they can each have their own abilities. So you can like have a real RPG again, which is why I'm excited. That's why I saw that and I was like, okay, cool, because it seems like they want to put the RPG back into action.
I wonder if they're gonna have a way to switch between characters then, or if it's going to be a controller nightmare to assign people to do things.
It'll probably just be like Dragon Age.
Oh, okay.
Or you can pause a game and probably, I mean, I don't know if you'll be able to pause per se, but you can switch between and like hit this button to switch over, like tap the touchpad or something, and then like hit L1 and then tap back the other way and then use your guy again. I'm sure that they have AI, so it'll be a whole thing, I'm sure, but
can't wait.
I'm pretty excited.
It'll come out late 2017.
It's supposed to come out in March. Spring 2017. We'll see. Oh, one thing that did happen, this is some information that you would have missed without the kind of funny thingy. While that was happening, Colin tweeted something out like, they're still saying like still no release date. They just keep saying spring 2017. This has me really worried. I think something's wrong. And then the guy that was on stage, the head, Aaron something, I don't remember his last name, tweeted at him and just said, "I'm gonna have to buy you a beer one of these days." ... And so we'll see whatever that means. Clearly he wants to talk to Colin about something. Does that mean like, I just want to give you some cool insider info, bruh. Stop tweeting mean shit. Or not mean shit, but be like, hey, things are bad. Or things were bad, but we've solved them. We will make the date.
We solved them, and now it's gonna come out.
It's a 10-part episodic game. We're putting the first part out.
Mass Effect Andromeda Episode 1 and 2 available now. 3 never comes out.
But yeah, that's it.
So thanks for watching. My name's Matt again. You can follow me on Twitter @_Matthew Creek.
I'm at Nablith on Twitter.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up because those
smash
are
that
super important now.
fucking like button.
I want to be trending.
Can you trend me?
Can you motor
I wonder
trend
how
me?
much it costs to be in the trending page.
Let's ask Paramount. I got a number.
Do you?
No.
Oh.
I have some numbers. I don't have that number.
I bet the Porky the Pig guy has that number.
Yeah.
Let's call him.
I don't have him. I just have a photo.
Oh, I don't have him. He's like locked in a cage in your office.
Comment down below what you thought about the Game Awards. What did you think?
Do you think Overwatch should have won?
Of course they did.
Yeah, of course they did. Everyone voted for Overwatch, clearly. We'll catch you later, boys and girls.
Thanks for watching, and have a good weekend.
Peace, bye.